Hi, my name's Ruben Krippner. I'm the Director of Technical Product Management for Microsoft Dynamics CRM. In this video, we'll be running through some of the key investments we're making around new user experiences for Microsoft Dynamics CRM. We're reimagining the way that users work with our application and providing new, simple, and guided experiences that allow a user to step through a business process in a very simple and clean fashion. As you'll see, the new user experience provides guides and insights and suggestions around how a user can efficiently work through to a successful outcome. As you'll see, it's a fantastic new way for users to work with our application and will provide significant efficiencies and value for users and businesses alike. We're very excited to share the Microsoft Dynamics CRM roadmap with you. The December 2012 service update and any release code names Orion, Leo and Vega are still pre-release products and in planning, and therefore subject to change. This represents the full set of investments we're making in the December 2012 service update. As far as user experience, we're delivering an updated user experience across browsers and across devices. We'll be delivering Skype connection into the user experience. We'll be delivering a sales experience for Safari on the iPad. We'll be delivering Bing Maps embedded into forms to visualize addresses. And we'll also be enhancing the collaborative selling capabilities, making it simpler to track stakeholders, competitors, and sales teams relating to different records within the solution. So I'm going to demonstrate some of the capabilities of the updated user experience. In this particular instance, I'm running our demonstration in the Chrome browser from Google. We'll obviously also support other browsers depending on your version of Windows, Mac OS X, or iOS on iPad. So you'll see the navigation has been slightly and cosmetically tweaked. The dashboard construct still remains the same and the ability to go and configure it. The social piece, which in this case is running the activity feed solution, but will support Yammer as well, means that you've got the same degree of flexibility you always have in terms of structuring dashboards for particular users and different roles. If we drill into the system settings, you'll also see that across different browsers, I've got the ability to go and configure and customize the application. One such thing that we wanted to talk to was how you enable the Bing Maps within Dynamics CRM. You go into System Settings, and then there's an option down the bottom for showing Bing Maps on forms, which you can toggle between yes and no, depending on your needs as far as mapping within the forms is concerned. Let's actually have a look at some of the updated user experience around sales and service objects. So again, similar construct where I'm able to work with a list of accounts or contacts or what have you. Let's drill into a particular lead. In this case, a lead, Yvonne Mackay. This is where we are really reimagining the user experience for Dynamics CRM. Let's do a quick familiarization of the new user experience. Across the top, we have what we call our process bar. This visualizes or outlines a particular sales process. In this case, we've got a process of 4 stages: qualify, develop, propose, and close. Within each stage, we have what we call steps. So these are suggested actions or pieces of information to collect or checklist items to mark complete. So in this case, we want to be able to match up the contact to see if Yvonne Mackay is already known to us. Conversely, we also want to match up the account to see if Fourth Coffee is already known to us. And then there's various other pieces of information that we will need to collect or work through. Down the left-hand side, you'll see the information can be laid out, and a little while I'll show you the customization elements of that. And if I scroll down, you'll also see there's the Bing map actually being rendered for us. In the center of the form, we've got our social feed, which will be Yammer as we move forward. I've got the ability to go and define activities, as well as take notes in a very simple, seamless fashion. You'll notice there's no pop-ups, no additional forms. It's all very simple and flat and easy to understand and follow. On the right-hand side, we've got stakeholders and competitors. So it's really simple to go and add a stakeholder. Similar sort of process that you're used to. I can match that up based on contacts or other record types that I want to. In this case, I'm going to set up that Susan could be a variety of different roles. In this case, I'm going to say that Susan is an influencer. Conversely, on the competitors, I can add in a competitor, Fabricam, and that puts that information in. Very simple, very easy, and again, no pop-ups, a very simple user experience. Let's go back to the ability to actually go and make phone calls or add tasks in a very simple fashion. Previously, I would have to go into the side navigation, add a new activity, set that information. Now I'm actually able to initiate that phone conversation, take notes as I'm on the phone, as well as nominate whether it's an outgoing or an incoming call. Maybe I left a voicemail. All very, very simple, and again, no pop-up forms that need to happen in that regard. My social feed is very, very similar. So call went well. Going to qualify this lead. So straightforward, very simple processes. What I'm also going to do is see if I can match up Yvonne as a contact. So it will, using various criteria including email address, determine if there's a contact that matches the Yvonne Mackay record. In this case, it's found Yvonne Mackay and very simply linked her into this lead record. Similarly, it's found a match for the account Fourth Coffee. So I'm able to link that up in a simple fashion. We can go and edit their things like their purchase time frame, maybe next quarter. Fill in information about budgets, so on and so forth. What purchase process? Is this by a committee? Have I identified the decision maker? All of this is really, really simple as far as the user stepping through a process. What we also want to do is preserve this process-centric view of the world that we're delivering through the new updated user experience. So in this case, if I want to qualify this lead, all I need to do is one click, and it's actually moving us forward in the sales cycle. Now, behind the scenes, CRM has still gone and created an opportunity record. It's gone and closed that lead, but the visualization of the process stays the same. It just moves us forward now into the develop stage of this particular opportunity, and I'm able to go and fill in information, update the information on the form, and so on. And you'll see my social feed is now updated that the lead has been qualified by me and converted into an opportunity that I can then drill into from there. I can also go and add members of my sales team as part of this opportunity. I can also move forwards and backwards. In fact, I can get a glimpse in terms of the things that I need to do in future phases. And if I want to move out of the active stage, which in this case is develop, I've got one simple click, moves me into the next stage of the process, and now I've got a new set of suggested steps or actions to take. So it's very much about guiding me through a process, making it simple for me to understand where I am in the sales cycle, and making it easy for me to understand what the expectations are around this sales process. It also needs to be mentioned that these sales processes, this control up the top, can actually be configured, as well as the number of stages, the number of steps, and the overall form can be extended in the same way that you've traditionally done with the existing form. One other aspect also to recognize is that this new user experience is an opt-in experience. So if an existing customer doesn't feel that this is relevant, they can continue to use their, what we term the classic user experience, as they always have. And in fact, I can switch between these forms through this link here where I can actually switch to the classic form, which will bring up the rendering of the standard form as you have already configured in your system and allow the user to go and work with that form as they need to. So lots of flexibility, lots of simplicity, great insight and a guided process for the user. Let's look at actually some of the extensibility options. So if I drill back into an opportunity, so in this case, let's say that I want to go and edit my sales process. If I've got appropriate permissions, I can edit this sales process. So if I drill into that, it now outlines the stages. It now outlines the steps within each of these stages. I can change the label. I can attribute it to whatever fields that I want to. I can go and add whole new stages or remove stages if I want to, and I can add steps within each of those stages. So very, very simple in terms of my ability to go and configure the sales process or the service process based on my requirements. And in terms of editing the form structure itself, again, I've got the same ability to go and customize the form. So if I drill into the form editor, you'll see the experience is exactly the same that I'm used to. I can add and remove fields. On these fields, I can add and remove script. The one limitation that we've got in terms of the updated user experience for the December 2012 release is that I cannot put JavaScript on the form load, save, and close events as I have in the classic user experience. However, we'll be adding those capabilities in future releases. So very simple in order for me to be able to customize the user experience, extend the user experience, add in web resources. All of the extensibility capabilities that you've enjoyed today are preserved moving forward. Plus, you've now got this whole new way for users to work with the system and understand the structure of business processes and the expectations of the actions that they need to take to drive towards successful business outcomes. Another aspect of the user experience investments that we're making in the December 2012 service update is a sales experience on Safari on the iPad device. So we've just got some screenshots in terms of what that will actually look like. So you'll see here that the user has access to their dashboards. They've got a very simple, clean user experience to be able for that salesperson to work with their accounts, their contacts, their leads and opportunities. So it's a very simple experience that's optimized for the Safari browser on the iPad device and is optimized for the actions and activities that a salesperson wants to take. Progressively over time, we'll be broadening out this set of experiences for the iPad to other roles, but in the December 2012 update, we'll be providing this for sales users. So you'll see the same structure of the forms, the consistency of the updated user experience is preserved on the iPad device, enabling me to edit information very quickly, work through processes, understand the key information, interact socially through Yammer or activity feeds, and have all the information at my fingertips. A terrific experience for sales users on the iPad that's consistent with how they'll work with the application when they're at their desk, when they're out of the office, when they're at home, providing that seamless, ubiquitous access for salespeople across devices and different contexts. The updated user experience for Microsoft Dynamics CRM provides a new guided, insightful way for users to consistently work through business processes that lead to successful outcomes. It provides clarity for a user in terms of expectations on next steps and suggested actions, and it provides significant efficiencies in how they work through business processes defined by your organization. Users will be excited to work with this interface, and businesses are able to provide consistency in their expectations for those users. We look forward to bringing this to market in the December 2012 service update. Thanks for your time.